You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Here's my witty opening. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
And
welcome to our show.
Yeah, it's been a week, man.
And it feels like
it was supposed to be, quote, a short week because the holiday was I'll put it once again on the holiday was Monday, and this week dragged, man. Just took forever to finish. So this Friday Stuart Pedasso Show beer is just what the doctor.
Yeah, I felt like it should have already
really
been the
bad doctor. But.
I feel like it should have already been the weekend already. I felt that earlier in the week. I don't know. I think I felt that yesterday. I don't know. There was some point I felt like at some point during the week I felt like it should be like the weekend already.
Well, because we're still stupid assholes doing daylight savings, so now it gets dark earlier.
So there's that.
And then the weather is starting to change, and there's that, and then of course there's all this. Nobody except for really creepy people feel good about the election. So there's that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like everyone's just kind of like. Bah.
I know. Yeah.
I just found out what I'm doing for all my holidays, and now I'm like, oh, okay. Now I got another reason to hate holidays.
Well, I'm actually, I'm gonna tell you, can I go on there?
No, you can go for it.
Okay, I can say actually for the
say.
Holidays, I'm kind of Thanksgiving. We're spending it with my my family as we normally do. My mom's side of the family, and that's a pretty large side, and that's not even all of them. There's going to be like 11 people at Thanksgiving or something. But my mother-in-law will be joining us as well, and I think that'll be lovely. And I'm also excited about
something we have in common.
What's that? Yeah,
I'll be with my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And her new boyfriend.
Oh.
And that's it.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Thanksgiving. All right. Well, fun.
Good times.
Yeah.
In the museum. Eating at the museum.
Eating at the museum.
Her house.
Oh, the house. The museum.
Okay, I'm whispering. I'm looking at the wave.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay, we were having opposite types.
We are.
Very big family.
Big family, gregarious. And it's going to be,
we'll probably play some games. We usually end up playing games and, maybe watching something stupid on TV. I don't know if it was Christmas or Thanksgiving last year. We ended up watching American Werewolf in London. I don't know why, but we did, and we were very happy about it.
Thanksgiving music.
Yeah, I don't know. My family's interesting. We all love it. We're all like, oh my God, I love this movie. Oh my God, I love this movie too. We all loved it. It's a really good movie.
Well, I'm glad it was that and not like Porky's.
Oh, no. I don't think anybody
like the
likes
shower
that.
scene.
No, I don't think anybody likes it.
Why did that pop into my head? That hadn't even been discussed in my life in like ever, and for some reason
that's funny because I talked about Porky's very
head.
recently, so that's kind of funny.
Maybe I was getting the vibe.
Maybe
you were oozing Porky's out of your pores.
Oh God,
that's kind of gross, actually.
Disgusting.
Yeah, sorry.
So, but I'm also excited because I have decided. Well, we talked last week about me breaking up with Amazon, and. So it's been interesting trying to find other avenues to buy things. And interestingly, also, it's not as easy as one might think.
No. No one said it's going to be as easy.
But I can find things. It's just been hard. It's been hard finding finding other stuff.
If that's the place you need to go to for like your insulin, then I understand.
Right.
But I need new fuzzy socks. Okay,
you can go to the store and get fuzzy socks.
Or whatever. You can find them somewhere eventually, somewhere online. It doesn't have to be from Amazon. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I couldn't find this one hair developer, this one developing cream. I couldn't find it. I went to a few places and they didn't have it. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it on Amazon. I didn't really want to, but I tried. I made attempts. Went to several other places and they didn't have the one I needed. So, but that being said, I am really looking forward to this holiday season because I do like to buy gifts. I do enjoy the gift giving. I do enjoy the gift receiving, but I really enjoy the gift buying and, wrapping and all that stuff. It makes me happy.
I'm totally curmudgeoning now.
I know.
I am. No, I know
we're the opposite.
No, I used to like giving, and now I don't even. No, and I just want everyone off my lawn. I really do.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm not saying this is a good way to live.
Yeah, because you did used to like getting like gifts for your
being
wife
because it was creative and I could be
you
and
could
now
have fun with it.
I just want everyone off my lawn. I just
Yeah.
want to sit here with my beer and have everyone.
And say because I used to help you sometimes shop.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it was fun. It was fun finding things for the peoples. Well, I'm looking forward to. Besides, of course, I will shop at the store I am at because. Why wouldn't I shop at the store that supports local artists and supports a local art institution? So, but then Themata, that's a local craft fair that is at what do you call it? The Armory, near the Armory. Anybody in Rochester, we know that the Culver Road
Armory?
Yeah, Culver Road Armory. It's behind Peppermint over there, and I'm pretty sure she's the one that actually it's her show. But last year I went and I got some really nice Christmas gifts.
Wait, the one that what?
Who owns the Peppermint?
No,
who owns Peppermint?
And then you said what about her show? Did you say about her show?
I meant like it's her show, like it's her craft fair.
Sorry.
It's her
I
craft
misheard
fair.
you. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Anyhow,
I did mention it's a long week.
Yeah, she did there.
Sorry.
You really did. I get that because I felt
I'm
the
trying
same
here.
way.
I'm doing my best. All right.
So I'm really kind of excited because in making this declaration of like, you know what, you're not gonna do that. You were gonna buy things. You're gonna buy local. You're gonna buy handmade. Maybe not everything local. I might end up going on Etsy and finding a couple artists to support on Etsy too. But for the most part.
Can I tell you a quick Etsy thing that happened this week to me? So it's getting colder, and one thing I thought that it would be good to have is a winter hat. I have winter hats, but a winter hat that it was a Green Party hat.
Yeah,
and I figured, because I'm Green Man. Yeah. So I figured, okay, I will go to gp.org and I'll go to the Green because I know I've bought T-shirts and things like that from there. And they did not have any kind of winter hat.
That was a shame.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to Etsy because I do know people who just make shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go to Etsy and I'm looking and first of all, don't look up Green Party hat because it's going to be Green Party hat.
Right.
I got nothing but party hats.
Right, that makes sense.
Which sucks in the winter. You don't want to walk around with a stupid party hat on.
No, that is
winter.
not a helpful. That is not a helpful winter hat.
You look dumb and you're not warm.
And you're not warm.
Right, no.
The whole point is to be warm.
Exactly.
Because where we live, it's cold.
A party hat in a blizzard.
No,
not going to do much.
It's not going to do it.
Look at that asshole neighbor is out shoveling with a fucking birthday party hat. Yeah, right.
It's green.
So, right.
Great.
So I'm like, all right, so I'm changing up my parameters of what I'm searching for. And I don't remember exactly what I pulled, but I focused Green Party. Mm-hmm. And I figured, okay, maybe, and then somewhere in that mix will be a hat. Some motherfucker, I swear to God, made a button, whatever you want to call it, that said Green Party for Kamala Harris. I'm like, get the fuck out. That obviously was on Etsy, so it was just some asshole.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's some people who are in the Green Party who still voted for her. So I'm just saying, I'm guessing that person
need to
did.
be taken out and non-violently shot.
All right, well,
then they're not green. Then they don't stand for Green Party values.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Republicans who voted for her. I just call them people who are. I just call those people like smarter voting for her than the other one. But
so anyway, I just that Etsy thing where I was like, you could pretty much make almost anything and put it on Etsy.
Yeah,
I just thought that
is funny. Did you find a hat?
No. I got to the point where I started looking into having my own hat made, and then I'm like getting a bunch of them and having the local Green Party, like give them or sell them or whatever. I have too many other things on my plate, but I had 5 minutes and I looked around. So it's a thought in my head.
I think we're doing something similar for the mag for the holidays.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what they were getting prices. We were going to get beanies, and I think they're doing them. I think we were going to do them local because all of our other printing is done locally.
Yeah. I was looking Union Shop, and because it's Green Party, I gotta, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but looking for a Union Shop and there's something the local.
We went
shops,
we go to Tiny Fish.
Yeah, they're not the Union.
Okay.
I've interacted with them. They're nice folks. Renee works there now. No, not Renee, who's been on the show. Renee. Oh no, that other Ray's been on the show too. Damn it. The Renee who's been on the show, who was with the women's arm wrestling.
Yep.
That Renee.
That
She's a Tiny Fish. Not Renee with Sean, who's been on
the show,
drinking beer and talking about whatever.
Renee never talked though.
No,
like
she did on
one occasion.
Kind of like Will at first. Will would sit in the back and kind of be like in James Brown's band going, yeah. Doing that.
Like that.
Yeah, it was like that. It was that kind of thing.
Both of them there. Yeah. That was exactly what it was.
We had two Renees, and sorry.
Anyway, so Tiny Fish not going to do it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, because they're not union, and I will say this: Tiny Fish is a little expensive.
Oh, okay.
They are. I mean, they do good work, and they're good. They're good folks, but
and they're fast too.
Are they okay?
Yeah,
but
fast.
yeah, they're on the pricey side. But yeah, I mean, maybe local. But I was just online. I was sitting online, and I think I was at school doing it. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I mean, no, not on school computers. No, not me.
Never. I
would not do that.
That's so strange.
Why would you even? No, what are they Green Party things at work? That's just that's not right. Never. I would never do that.
Nobody does that
today. No, I actually did the research about like if you work for a nonprofit. I don't work for a nonprofit.
I do.
Right. But I work for, I guess is a school, a public school, like a government.
Yeah, government.
Yeah. There's still things about quote political, but you can do like the things that the research I did said that you can do, like you can answer an email. That's not a problem. But if you're like printing lit from the company copier.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like, I would never do
that.
Right.
That's
rude. No. Yeah. I have a printer at my house now, so I can print anything I want at my house.
Well, I don't want to go down that road.
Anyhow.
Well, because then I guess start talking about, should your lit be printed in a union shop? And it's a long.
My house is not a union. So
well, I'm in a union, so I guess mine is.
Yeah.
Kind of. Although I live with a scab. She's not a scab. They don't have. That's not a union shop. They should be union though.
Oh, probably.
Oh God.
I'm sure. Some of the things that she has said, I'm like, yeah, they should be union.
Well, let me. Let me do. I had down here to do some housekeeping. So some stuff
right.
I haven't done in a while. So okay, you're listening to the Stuart Berdasso Show.
It is.
It is part of a media empire. But if you're listening to this because you stumbled upon a link or something, you can, however you get podcasts, you can do that with us as well. Because these days, if you have a podcast, and just about everybody does, it's pretty easy to semi-easy to get on Apple, to get on the iTunes, and all the other places that you go to get podcasts. We're there, and so feel free to subscribe. So it just comes into your vehicle of listening. How do people get podcasts anymore?
Phone. I listen to them on my phone. Yeah, that's the only place I listen to them.
I still try to get iPods just because for my car. Because I'm not dealing with my phone. Let's get started on that. But however you listen to podcasts, you can do it. Stuart Berdasso Show, and you can download that bad boy whenever we do a show, which is most weeks, and you will be very happy.
Yeah.
And you can always go to stuartberdasso.com, which has a million things, including Stuart Berdasso Radio, which is on 24/7. In fact, as we record this show, Stuart Berdasso Radio is currently playing The United States Got Us in a Bad Shape by Big Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So you can be listening to that as we're recording this. So you listen to the show, and then you get done and go, man, that was a good-ass podcast. I'm so glad I listened. I'm going to Stuart Badass Radio and
check that out.
listen to some Big Jack Johnson and the next protest song that's on.
Yes. Because I've been feeling a lot of protesty songs lately.
Seriously, yes. If you're like pissed about the election, oh my God, Stuart Badass Radio. And I would love to say, hey, with all this, I'm going to do all these other new things. And no, there's just going to be a lot of protest music because I have to be honest with you. I'm still trying to stick it to the man. I'm still out in the streets, like literally. So,
and you're trying to educate the future people. Well, you're trying to educate future voters and all that kind of shit too.
So I can't.
I mean, just saying it's important.
Yeah,
you got to take a lot of time in that.
I can't say I'm trying to teach sign language, which is not anyway. But I did end up having to work with someone, and I'll probably have to do this for a few weeks anyway. For economics, their economics class. Mm-hmm. And I've taught it once before. And I was told if there's any state curriculum, there's no test. There's no state test. So feel free. Do whatever you want. And they let me do that about economics. So we talked about capitalism, but we talked about socialism, and we talked about communism. We talked about alternative economic models.
Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about it, you should talk about all of them.
No, no.
See,
the
that's
state
so crazy.
curriculum. No, they'll mention it and how it's maybe one strength and like 17 weaknesses, but it's like 90% how capitalism works.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would probably say. I mean, like economics was an entire 1 year class.
It's a half.
It was a full year when I was in school.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a full year. I remember my teacher. I had
now they do it. Year. Now they do it. Okay, we're talking about New York State.
Sorry,
and the
New
United States. Half year of that and half year of participation in government.
We did,
AKA PIG.
Right. I did participation in government in my senior year, and that was also a full year. But it was only like what? You know what it was? It was only like one.
Your school crazy.
It was a pretty good school though, honestly. I don't know.
So anyway, StuartBradasco.com is the hub. That's where if you're like seriously old school about your podcast or whatever, and you use the RSS feed, and that's just for like two of you out there, dang it, you can get that at StuartBradasco.com. We're affiliates of a whole bunch of...
I don't know what that is.
I know. It's okay.
I don't know what that is.
It's okay. We are affiliates with a whole bunch of really cool companies, or even not affiliates. Like affiliates is like you put in kind of a quote ad or whatever on your website, and if someone clicks on it and buys something off of it, you get like 10 cents. Mm-hmm. And we rarely make 10 cents, and that's fine, but they're really awesome places. I use them myself. Most of them anyway.
Right. I have bought books.
Yeah, I've bought books. I've bought ink for my computer. I've bought beer. I've bought food, clothes, like weird T-shirts, but all sorts of crazy stuff. And there's some really neat. I check them out myself, and then I have dropped some at times when I find out they're making things that aren't as safe. There was a sex toy company that couldn't give me a good answer on if there were. I'm going to butcher this word. Phthalates.
Mm-hmm. It sounds about
something
right.
That's
some
in plastics.
Yeah. I think that's right.
I'm pronouncing it phonetically, but I don't know if that's the right.
I think that is right.
Phthalates. But anyway, they couldn't give me a good answer, and so I was like, all right, well, we're not gonna do business because you can't tell us. But everybody else, spot on. So if you need something to rub up against you, or for you to rub on, or inside you, or whatever,
well, the things
any
of those things.
We got some places you can totally go to StuartProdasco.com and then get some macaroni.
Yep, and books.
And if you rub up on the macaroni, that's your business because you bought it.
Yeah, cheers.
Right. Oh, yeah, and books, too. So,
what is the big book, the main one that I bought from?
Probably Powell's.
Yeah, Powell's. That is so good. They have so many fucking books.
Yep,
that is an crazy
it's an independent bookstore out of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I thought so.
I've been in the main store. It's really fun. It's like 3 stories. You just get to walk around. Oh my God, it's just so much fun.
I love stuff like that. Yeah.
Tons of things that's of the erotic nature, but there's also links on our website to Stuart's bookshelf. And it uses Powell's books, but books that we talk about on the show, usually about sticking it to the man, But if you like, they were talking about Alex Vitel's The End of Police or whatever the fuck it was called. Link right to it.
End of Policing.
Yep, End of Policing. Yeah, thank you. We the Elites, which, man, should be mandatory reading for everyone. But we're in a democracy, so you can stay stupid. Anyway, great low-carb company. I'm doing this, and then stuff we don't make 10 cents out of. We still have links to our buddies at that make the game Coopoly, who we had on the show. And there's a link to your Facebook thing for your bracelets. And a friend of mine who does disability-centered T-shirts and stuff like that. So StuartPedasso.com. You should go check that stuff out. And even just look around. Even if you ain't got no money to buy nothing. Ooh, holiday gift giving.
Holiday gift giving.
Nothing says I love you for Christmas like a two-headed dildo.
I mean,
that's what
my person.
That's what my dad used to say. Anyway.
I mean, I bet he said that.
Yeah. I just made that up, and he's probably listening. Actually,
I know, Brian. You.
But you were thinking it. I could tell. Yeah. I could feel it. The vibes.
He was laughing. He was laughing.
No, he's thought it. Yeah. Boy, I should get someone a two-headed dildo. Nah. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Now it's too late.
Yeah. I think. Well, I mean, there's still plenty of stuff on there to get. If you get it, if somebody wanted to do a food basket, you could buy some stuff from.
That's true.
If they were low carb.
Well, you could do a one-headed dildo.
Yeah, just a regular.
Yeah, two is too much. Whoa, dude, two. Come on. What kind of a freak do you think I am? How about this one then? Oh, that's better. It's one-headed dildo. Jeez. It's better now. Anyway, StuartPedasso.com. So, here's I have this. We're gonna call it a trait. I don't know what else to call it.
A tray.
Yeah, a trait.
Oh, a tray.
Trait. A characteristic.
Yes. Now I understand.
Okay. It started. I realized I had this ability. I'm not gonna call it a superpower, but if somebody has a habit when they speak, especially on like the TV, it really stands out for me. I pick up on it really quick. So if it's a way they speak or if it's a mannerism when they talk, and it started way back in the early days of ESPN, the cable sports network. There was a sportscaster who, whenever he would end a sentence, his head would kind of like jerk back a little bit. And it's a visual thing. Melissa saw it. I don't know how you would describe this.
Yeah, just like a really quick back head jerk.
Back head. Yeah, it's like a nod backwards.
Almost, yeah, it's almost like it's like the how you doing nod, but it goes backwards.
Yeah. So and I couldn't unsee it. And so one time I'm with friends and there's beer involved and we're drinking, and I don't know how we got to it, but it's, hey, you ever notice this guy does this head thing with his head? And everybody got pissed at me because now they can't unsee it either. They just couldn't. It drives them crazy. So I realized
that is kind of funny.
I have this superpower that I notice things like that. Like when someone has a way of talking, if they end a sentence in a certain way, people who do the up sentence, like they end every sentence like this.
Right. Gotcha.
Right. That really stands out to me a lot.
If somebody did that all the time, that would stand up to me. That would stand out to me. I would actually kind of like, are you?
It almost sounds like everything's a question almost. And
that's straight. That would be straight.
You do know someone who does that.
I do?
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
I don't want to call anybody out.
Okay. We'll talk about it. And then, because I'm sure as soon as you say it, I'll go, oh.
I did it. Sorry. I didn't know
never mind.
She knows exactly what
I do. That's funny.
So, always done that.
That's funny.
That person's always done that. And so there's a new one. There's a local sportscaster who, I don't know, she's been on the air like maybe a month.
Okay.
And
I have no idea.
You would have no idea who it is, right? Well, probably other than the only thing news I watch or listen to that's not internet based is local stuff because I'm
local.
Yeah. So and sports is on, whatever, it's fine, it's white noise. But I noticed while she's doing her sports thing, and it's on the camera's on her and not showing some sports highlight, she does this with her arms.
Like she's
like
chicken,
like a low key chicken,
like her chicken dance.
Like she flaps her arms a little bit. I mean, it's not way up high, and I'm like, okay, This has just got to be a one-time thing. So now I try to tune in to see if she's on, because she's not like the full-time one. She's like the weekendy kind of thing. Because I want to see if she does this. She does it every time. She flaps her arms like a fucking chicken when she talks.
Interesting.
I'm like, that's the weirdest. How do you get that as an idiosyncratic? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be that guy like, let's find her Twitter handle. Why do you flap your hands like a chicken?
I know. That poor woman, then she'd be like, oh my God.
Well.
She'd be all self-conscious and fucked up.
Look, first time I ever did radio was in college.
So maybe somebody should tell her, because maybe it is a little weird.
I'm not it. Not it.
No, you don't need to. If anybody's bothered by it, it should be come from the bosses.
Yes. Well, okay. Yeah. So I was going to say, the first time I was ever on the radio in college, they have something, and they still do, but they probably have a different mechanism. I would hope they have a different mechanism. But this was college radio, and right behind us there was a cassette deck, and it was set. If you put a tape in there, a blank tape, it would record whenever the microphone was on.
Okay.
And they just had hooked up to the board that way. So it's called an air check. And so first time I ever went on, put one in there, did an air check tape, and I was living about a 20, 25-minute drive away. This was local reference, Brockport, and I was living in the city in Rochester. So it was about 20, 25 minutes. And I had a car back in the day with a cassette player. First time I'm on the air doing a late night, hey, it's Jazzy Sunday here.
Right.
WBS.
Whatever it was.
89.1 FM. Hey. Jazzbos. Now they call themselves The Point. Whatever. What is The Point? Yeah. Anyway, so sorry. So
really, is that what it's called now? The
Point, yeah. Because 89.1, The Point. Anyway, so I get in the car and I'm driving, and I was horrified. Because I wasn't like, hey, Jazzbos, how's it going? It's like, you think you're a god when you're having sex, and then you tape it. The old Sam Kinison joke, and you just look like some white whale thrashing around on the beach.
Right, I would imagine.
Right.
I can honestly say I've never done that, and I don't think I ever do.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever want to do that.
No, never.
No, I'm good.
Not
that there's anything wrong with it if other people are into it.
No.
Actually, I think it's great if other people could do that. I think if you really, that says you're pretty spot on, cool, down with yourself. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that.
And I don't. Well, we've had this conversation. I don't have a problem. As long as they're really getting into it, I don't care what kind of bodies having the sex. It's hot.
Yeah.
If they're that's not
But I don't want to see my own.
Oh no, but my own nobody. I don't want to see that.
No,
I don't want to see my O face.
No.
Oh fuck no! I don't need nobody.
I don't want to see that.
I almost want to go, honey. Look away. I'm gonna come. Look away. Nobody needs this.
Don't even look at it.
Here, let me put this bag over your head. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see this.
Bag over my own head.
No, but I don't want her to see it.
No, you gotta put it over your head.
So this is my. Sorry. Yeah, right. I'll put it over my head.
Bring some more beer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, we can have sex, but I have to put a bag over my head.
Because I don't want you to see my O face.
But I have to go get the extra large condoms. Okay, one, we don't need condoms, and two, you don't need extra large. No, it's for my head.
It's for my head.
It's for my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the
anyway,
fuck was I
I
get in the car.
Idea
so I get in the car and I'm
now.
listening, and instead of being, "Hey, how's it going, Jazzbos?" and all this stuff, I'm like, and now we're gonna listen to some really cool music. My first air check was horrible. I was horrified.
Wow,
it wasn't that bad. I'm
right,
but
it up. But to you, it sounded like that.
There was all these in there, and that actually scared me. Not scared me straight, but slapped me upside my own head. And I was really conscious it got to the point where I just ummed.
Right.
It got me to the point where I did not do when there was a mic and the light was on saying record.
Right. You just really trained yourself not to.
Yeah. And
that's a tough thing to do.
If I do it now, it's podcast and we're drinking.
It's a fucking podcast.
Right. No. Yeah, absolutely.
We're not pros here.
Yeah, right. No one's paying me.
Fucking nobody's a pro here.
No one's paying me there either.
Fucking as much as I fucking want to.
No, but I was really embarrassed by it.
No, I would be. I understand
but it was
that. I would be too.
1:00 in the morning in Brockport. Who the fuck was some
right? But the whole point is you just know it, and you heard it, and you're like,
absolutely.
Oh man,
no question.
Man, that was terrible.
Yeah, it really was. So I'm wondering if Chicken Lady.
I mean,
they got to do it. First of all, This is Rochester, New York, and other than a very select few, she's pretty young. Young people coming into Rochester, they do not stay in Rochester. Newscasters, sportscasters, weather people, whatever. This is their stepping. This is a step to go other places, especially that one channel, because I know they're infamous in town for underpaying.
Gotcha.
They're on the cheap side. So that's what people are always leaving that station. So
I don't know which station it is, but one of my
I'll say it's Channel 8.
Oh, I think this is like I have a friend who went to Philadelphia from Channel 8. That would explain.
Yeah.
And I think we're still Facebook friends. She looks like she's doing really great.
Oh.
Doing really great out there.
Yeah, Rochester for young news people are it's stepping stone.
And she's I know she's definitely not as old as I am. She's probably like around 40 tops.
Yeah. So I mean, and so maybe she's lucky when she gets a job somewhere else. She can just flap her wings and fly there. Sorry, it's a dad joke. Sorry,
that is a terrible
it was
joke.
easy. I know it was, but so I noticed it's like of all the skills I could possibly have, woodworking. No, could I fix anything? No, but I can tell if you flap your arms like a chicken when you talk.
Right.
Because I'm really good at that.
That's funny.
How can I monetize that?
Dan actually has a very similar kind of thing. He's just really good at noticing like really small details what people do and
no,
say.
mostly
stuff.
I don't.
Oh, he's really
I
good.
had that one.
Just that one thing.
That one thing. I don't notice.
He's really good at. He's great. He's really good at doing voices. He can mimic voices really well. I've actually said to him so many times, like, you should be doing like one of those people who do like audiobooks and stuff. Like, you can do a lot of good voices. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. Good times. Yeah. I need another.
All right. So should we talk about the selection? I might need another beer, though.
Yeah, I'll go grab. Yeah, who's grabbing it? I'll grab it.
Okay.
Because I don't have any beer. You have at least some beer.
I have a little bit of beer, yeah. So.
The selection sucks.
No, in case you're wondering, because I've been doing this show for a while and saying, hey, you should write in Jill Stein if you're in New York. No word yet on how many write-in votes, at least in New York State.
Really, they don't have a word on that yet? I'm surprised.
Because it usually takes almost a month for it to be officially certified anyway.
Oh,
so
okay.
they probably know, they just haven't, quote, released it to the public.
Okay. Like, I would imagine by now they'd have a pretty good idea.
I mean, no, but yeah, they would. They just, like I'm saying, they just haven't told them.
How do they? Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how do you know how do they know that there's? So when people, how do the voting people know that there's write-ins when you go to vote? Do they have to look at every single ballot that goes in there to see there's a write-in vote?
So
I've actually never wondered.
So,
weird question, but
so here's the thing. Okay, this is almost like a dartboard kind of thing. A lot of laws, when it comes to elections, there are some federal laws, but a lot of them are based out of the state. And every state's different, which is one of the things that makes it such a pain in the ass to run for something like president. Well, no, for president, because there's 50 state laws and D.C. And Guam, I think, and Guam. I don't know.
And Puerto Rico.
No, can't vote for president.
Can't vote for president
Nope.
in Puerto Rico?
Nope.
It's fucked up.
Yep. It sure is.
Just president?
Yep. Fucked up, isn't it? Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, look at me learning new things every day. I had no idea. That's fucked up.
Just another way we
fuck
over Puerto Rico.
Ricans.
So,
God damn it!
And
they're
then,
such good people and have delicious foods and they're so nice. What the fuck?
I won't say who said this to me, although you know this person too, different person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember this was just relatively recently. We were having the conversation about Puerto Rico gaining their independence, just being their own country, and this person said to me.
Is this one of our Puerto Rican friends?
It is.
Okay.
I was about to say it's someone who's Puerto Rican because when I tell you what this person said, it's going to sound bad, but this is coming from a Puerto Rican, so you do what you want with
I
that.
mean, they don't have to speak for every single Puerto Rican. Of
well,
course.
he kind of did. He was like,
okay.
He's like, yeah, they're not going to get independence. It'll never work. And I'm thinking some real insightful of the Puerto Rican culture is coming. I'm about to learn something, right? My friend is going to dish it to, give it to me straight.
I'm going to learn something.
Yeah.
All right, white man, let me tell you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
This is why it'll never work, because they're either too stupid or corrupt. And I didn't have anything. What am I supposed to say to that? I was like, oh, okay. Hey, how about those bills?
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know. It was pretty funny. It's like, okay, well, that's an argument, I guess.
I mean,
hey, trust me, I'm Puerto Rican. I know we're all stupid and corrupt.
I mean, it's their people. So I mean, I don't
right.
know what I'm gonna say about it.
Well, I mean, I talk shit about white people all the time.
Well, there's a good damn reason for it because we fucking deserve it.
That's true. So it goes. Most of the laws for elections are state by state, but then when you go to actual vote, at least in New York State, there's some more changes county by county. What your ballot looks like downstate. Some of the ballots had little bubbles you had to fill in if you wanted to write in. Ours in our county, there's no bubble. And so someone downstate created the graphic for Jill Stein to write in her name on the ballot, and they added a bubble to fill in. And we had people up here going, there's no bubble on my ballot. What do I do? Right? So now I'm bringing this up because of the question you asked. So when I talked to someone at the local board of elections, because I called and I asked, look, I got people calling me because I'm Green Man, and they're asking me, and they're like, no, you're fine. The machine, because we don't use the lever machines anymore, it's electronic. The machine will pick up that there's writing in the box. It won't read what it says. It takes that ballot and puts it in a separate drawer underneath, and then we go and look and see what's in the boxes by hand.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Right. So so I said, well, if someone puts that bubble in, well, no, it won't matter. As long as as long as there's nothing outside the box, and that's anywhere on the ballot, that could invalidate it. But as long as it's inside the box, we'll get it.
But if it gets invalidated, it'll come back and say, "Oh, doesn't it usually?" I mean, people who sometimes get back to you. Then because that happened to Dan.
It'll
he
spit
did
back out.
His guy, he did something. He did something wrong on his ballot, and it spit back out, and he realized what he did wrong.
He wrote it. He drew a penis on it, didn't he? That's what my students they draw penises on.
Well, that's what kids do. I mean, it's like a thing.
I'm a teacher.
I don't know. I did not draw penises.
No,
on
I was
things
not a big
when
penis
I was,
drawer. No, I wasn't a penis.
But I don't really think girls really do that.
No,
I mean some do maybe, but I mean, well, I shouldn't say. I have an artist friend who is a woman who does draw penises. Sometimes.
Well, none of these kids are artist people. They're just.
She's an artist. She draws actually like well drawn penises though.
That's her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you want to draw. I mean,
no, I'm not.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, she does it well. I mean, they're usually pretty
good at something.
Yeah, I mean, she's in Scotland learning how to draw.
So I did mention this has been a long week, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the reason I bring it up for the 12th time is I just haven't had a chance to check the validity of what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But I did see something on the internet, so we know it must be true. Stop. So, but I was like, if I got time, I want to check this. It shouldn't be too hard to find this. But I did see this in a meme kind of thing on the social medias. And apparently every state that had a pro-abortion referendum on their ballot, that referendum got more votes than Harris. Isn't that crazy if that's true?
Wow, that is.
Isn't it? That says, I don't know exact, because
I know what I think it says.
You can do shit with stats and numbers.
I think it says that she did not get enough. She lost progressive people. That's what I think it says.
Yes, that was even without that. We knew that too. But
right.
Yeah.
But I think,
that's that's eye catching. Like,
it should be very eye catching to him because I think that's exactly what it says. I don't know what else it would say other than they were not progressive enough.
It's pretty funny because there are media outlets that are going because they were too woke, and I didn't see it. I actually read about it.
I don't believe it at all.
No, it's not. I didn't see the clip, but I read the summary of it. Jon Stewart tore that shit apart and showed clips of them running it basically as Republicans, dancing with Liz Cheney.
I know
all this shit and media. Well, because they're spinning it. The Democrats are putting it out there, and so the media is just regurgitating it, just like they keep blaming Ralph Nader and they can't blame Jill on this one, and they're not.
No, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, they can't.
I've never
because you
heard
take
anyone
all the third parties and give it to Harris, and she still loses.
Yeah.
So you just literally
cannot blame that.
Right. It's very interesting. I just thought that.
Yeah.
I saw that and it marinated in my brain for a minute, and I'm like, wow, that's like some.
Because I mean, you're not the only person I know in this area who did not vote for her because of she was not progressive enough. Yeah. And I mentioned that on someone else's page on Facebook of that is a fact, and they said, well, I hope they're proud of themselves. A person, and not my friend, but not my Facebook friend, but another random person on the feed was like, well, I hope they're proud of themselves. I said, well, they live in New York State. They know damn well that Harris was going to take the state anyway. And I just also feel like you are free to vote for whoever you fucking want.
Yeah, and I don't know who that person is, and I hope it's not your BFF, but that person.
No, I don't know that person
all the way off.
No, I felt the same way. Yeah. I don't know that person. No, this is not nobody. I've never even heard of this person before. Okay. They were just somebody else that commented, and I hope they're happy. I'm like,
yeah.
Look, it'd be one thing if you lived in a state like Pennsylvania where whatever. I mean, but I'm just saying that I could kind of understand a little more, but like being pissed off about people in New York State, I'm like, dude, it didn't matter. It really didn't.
We are kings of the segues. We are emperor, somewhat gender neutral. We are rulers of the segue.
Rulers of segue. Yeah, because that could be any gender. No gender.
For now, I want a better word.
Could be any no gender, and no gender.
So rulers of the Segway. Here we go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Damn, now I forgot what the Segway was. Son of a bitch.
Don't you hate that?
I do.
Okay.
Man, not enough beer.
Enough beer.
Wait,
did you just remember it?
Kind of.
Okay.
So I'm not happy about this. But I am seeing the irony to the part of being funny, and I know that it's not ha funny, but it's ironic, and I'm seeing how it's going to be a shit show. No question, absolutely. I mean, my perspective is like I was still gonna have to keep fighting for shit anyway, no matter which one of those two clowns won. So. It just moved the target a little bit. That's all, whatever, right? But I have to admit, just watching who this fuckwad is picking for his cabinet, it's like it is a reality show.
It is a reality show. It's crazy.
It's a reality show. These are the talk about a fucking clown car. Holy
RFK Jr.
Matt Gaetz.
It's
the Attorney General.
I know.
The fucking child predator.
I know, he's a fucking pedophile.
Oh my God. I mean, you can't write this shit. This sounds like a bit that I would have written.
This is how I'm feeling it right now. And somebody talked about this on one of the groups I'm in was and another friend of mine was, I don't know. But anyway, I vacillate right now between. And it's funny, I had a feeling this is what you were going to talk about. I just had a feeling. I vacillate between feeling like this is so laughable and bad that they're going to be ineffectual in doing a fucking thing because these are people without any skills.
Oh, well, okay. Well, RFK can't stay out of his own way.
Right.
He's going to just fucking... He's literally might stab himself with a pen. He's that fucking incompetent.
Yeah.
Matt Gaetz... is going to be let out in handcuffs.
Yes, I believe so. I think at some point, yes.
Yes,
I believe so.
And not even about the pedophile shit. He's going to do something so fucking stupid and brazen.
Yeah.
He's going to be let out in handcuffs. Yeah. I mean, that presidency is going to collapse.
It's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
I do. And so I feel, and I've talked with other people about this, so I'm not, and so I know this probably sounds bad, like maybe you think too, is that it's either going to be super ineffectual because they're so bad, or it's going to be really, 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 really bad. Like it's going to be so fucking bad. People are going to fucking start waking up, and they need to because they haven't done it yet. Right. You would have thought back in 2016 through 2016, 2020 that people would have fucking woke up, and they didn't. They didn't. They didn't wake up.
Well, it's okay. So and maybe I'm wrong. about something. Maybe
I shouldn't say that. I you know what? I lie. I have a friend on Facebook who voted for Donald Trump twice. This last time was like, no, did not vote for him. So there are people who, if you stay with them and they're good people and you just know, look, they just need some help along the way. There's some good people that can be helped, but most people I think can't. They're just going to do what they're going to do.
Well, I'm not even.
So I'm like, whatever. You're just going to deal with your nonsense. You're going to have to deal with what you did.
Oh, I'm not even talking about those folks. I'm talking about the people who were trying to push Harris down everybody's throats. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I keep seeing these things where polls are saying 60 to 70% of people want a strong third party, or 60 to 70% of people want single payer health care, or want an arms embargo in Israel.
Anymore, though, at this point?
Honestly, but it's been this way for years that I've been seeing this.
I know.
Stuff.
I don't believe in any polls anymore.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. But either way, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't really give a shit about saying. But maybe they just want to be left alone and don't care about anybody. Maybe,
I think so.
Maybe people don't give two fucks about homeless people, and they just don't want them around their house.
That's true. I think so.
Well, then fuck this country. I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people...
Then we get what we deserve. If catch on fire then.
No, that's what I think is going to happen. It's either... They're either going to be completely ineffectual or we're going to be completely fucked.
And it's all Ralph Nader's fault.
And it's all Ralph Nader's fault. Exactly, I'm sure. And...
I mean, if folks say they want things,
right? I can't...
You gotta fuck... It's not going to just happen.
Yeah, I think it's... it's going to be really bad. And or it's going to be completely ineffectual and absolutely nothing is going to change. I don't know which it's going to be.
I will continue to be Green Man and fight the fight, but I will have to find humor somewhere. I mean, because they're going to have to catch fish with a stick or something, because like on Survivor or something, whatever. I've never actually watched the show. Because this is just, and he's not done. I can't even imagine the dog killer is, what the hell is she? I forgot.
Oh yeah,
she's
Kristi Noem.
She's something.
Homeland Security.
Oh my Jesus! Would she
Dog
shoot
killer.
everybody?
Yeah, probably.
You didn't do what I said. This is just it's on purpose. It's ironic. It's like a bad writer wrote this thinking it was a good short story. And so I'm doing it with a smile on my face because what am I going to do? Okay, I can be mad. I am kind of, but I mean, like,
I am mad, but there's none of.
What am I supposed to?
Exactly. You and I can't do a fucking thing about what's going on in the federal. Well, what's going on in the federal government right now?
I'll be in the street. I'll be doing things and whatever, but
protest,
as much as I can. Right.
I can put my money in companies that are better aligned with my values. I can talk about it with.
Yes, I will.
On my social medias and with my friends and stuff. But other than that, I can't do a fucking thing.
I will. No, well, I'm running for office.
You're
trying to change it. So,
and I can help you run for office. And these are the things I can do.
So it's like I can't always say everything I want to say. I can't have I've learned the hard way.
I know.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah. there's a ton of things that stay in my head.
Well,
I don't even say around my wife.
I mean, I don't know. Just because of my personality, I vacillate between things all the time. I vacillate between feeling bad for people, for everybody. This is going to affect even Trump supporters because everybody's on the place of, Melissa, you should be kind to all people no matter what and all that, but then I also have fuck those people because they fuck over people I care about all the time. So there is that. So the petty part of me, the not nice part of me, the petty part of me is like, they're going to be so much more fucked than me. And because first of all, I already know how to be poor. I'm already really good at it. I've been poor most of my life. I grew up poor. I know how to be poor. So I know how to do that. There will be other people that will not know how to do it. And, they had their good job working for a union and thinking everything is going to be great. I work in this great company and this manufacturing thing. And like, what?
Well, there's not that many.
Tariffs are going to affect me? What? like, oh yeah, but that's what the shit that's gonna happen. There's another company I was just reading about that just fired a bunch of their workers because they're obviously concerned with the incoming tariffs. So like this shit is happening, and these people who voted for him are getting affected right now, right fucking now. And
dude's not even in office yet.
I know, and I want to feel for them because I still feel like as a human being I should have the kindness in my heart for all, but yeah, it's getting hard to care about them. Well, it's getting hard to care, and I don't want to be that person, but it's getting hard.
I mean, okay, let's say somehow there's some tipping point, or I accidentally stumble upon something that actually works, that gets the point where I actually am able to change something. Mm-hmm. I'm fine if it helps those folks.
Oh, if it helps those folks in the long term, because I think in the long term, it helps all of us.
Yeah, no, totally.
Right. Oh, no, I want them to be helped just as much as anybody else. Yeah,
but I understand what you're saying. That,
but
the shit
fuck
that's
over
probably
part,
coming.
Because I'm going to be fucked, and so are you going to be fucked. But I'm going to be fucked, and I at least prepared for this because I already knew this, because I know how tariffs work, because I'm not a fucking idiot, because I listened to
my
I went to school and I know things. You don't even have to be that smart. You can just fucking Google it. It wasn't even that hard. Google, how do tariffs work? Any of these freaking chumps could have looked it up.
That's not. Yeah, I know.
They could have looked it up. It wasn't that hard. It's not hard. They don't want to. That's the point. They don't want to. They want to just believe whatever they're spoon-fed.
Or they know how it works and don't care, and they want things to tank. I mean, there are some crazies out there who think if they help society implode, then Jesus will come back.
Oh, there are those people.
Right.
Yeah, I do forget about those weirdos.
Yeah.
The only reason I could possibly want society to implode is only so we can have a do-over, but there's no promise of that. So,
well, society imploding is going to cause pain and hurt.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, there are people in pain and hurting now.
Yeah.
Right. It just means it would be more, and I'm not discounting that. I'm not poo-pooing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, because folks won't fight for what allegedly they want, so it may have to get to that point. We might need Snake Plissken to come and save us. Too old of a reference? I'm around kids all day.
This is the second reference I've heard of that today too, though.
Come on,
it's
Snake
true.
Plissken?
Yeah.
Who?
Second
I need to know who else.
It was online. It was just online.
That's not. No, I cannot. I have to be the only one in the world today who has thought of Snake Plissken.
No, because I think a lot of people are already thinking about how the world is going to be like that anyway. Though those movies were so good. Escape from New York is such a great movie. That's just like one of those movies I could watch at any time. Like, Escape from New York. Oh, all right, cool.
Way back in the day when I had cable, it was on every month. It was on every.
I know. I think that's a lot of times that's where I saw it. It was just because it was on so many times.
Absolutely.
So I have seen it from start to finish a few times, but there's plenty of times I've only seen like this bits and these bits and that bits, and
Speaking of movies, today at school,
Mm-hmm.
I actually started just because of the way my schedule is and the way I have to do things with the classes I have begun the week and a half odyssey of showing the movie Coda to all my students. And which I think we talked about. Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the show. It actually won Academy Awards, including for Best Actor, Troy Kotsur. Dave, why are you bringing that up? Well, let me tell you, ruler of the segue. At school this week, one of my sign language classes, that's all I teach now, one of my sign language classes was over, ended a little early, and there was a few minutes. I was like, you guys, you have free time. I'm going to put something up on the screen. I want to see it. It's kind of old. The sweatshirt I'm wearing now from National Technical Institute of the Deaf, NTID. They do a thing every 2 weeks while school is in session where they have some folks come on and they tell you what's happening on campus. Hey, this lecture's happening and this program's going and they're doing a blood drive and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And the latest one was like 10 days old, so it was old. I knew everything on there was going to be old, but I didn't think, whatever. I just wanted to watch it.
Right.
The kids were done. They were done, and they had free time. And it's like, you don't even pay attention. Don't worry about it. I'm just throwing this up here. So I'm watching it, and the first thing they start talking about is actor from the movie Coda, Troy Kotsur, is in Rochester to give a speech, to give a talk. And they said the day, and I looked up at the calendar. I was like, it was today. Not today, but the day I saw it. I was like, oh, my God. Troy Koster's in town. I got to go see him.
Where's that?
And it's free, but you had to get tickets because there was limited seating.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm online. I got the QR code. I'm trying to do everything. And first I'm thinking, because I teach apparently in a fucking bunker and my phone only works every fifth step somewhere in every other room. It's just the most bizarre. It's like tinfoil is wrapped around this building. I have no idea what the hell the problem is. And I'm just having all this trouble. And I really want to do this because there's a second thing for my last ASL class that I have to take to become, quote, certified, even though I'm very fluent and I've already passed the test. We have to do this project to pick a famous deaf person. I picked Troy Kotsur, and he's in town. Like, in a relatively intimate get, I'm going to talk one-on-one with Troy Kotsur. I'm making this happen. And I'm trying to find this, and I'm like, that's all I can think about the whole day. Like, I'm trying to find tickets to go see Troy Kotsur. And ends up, after school's over, I Googled, or I web searched, but it's Google because that's what they make me use. I just said Troy Kotsur, Rochester, New York, and like scrolled down a little bit, and finally there was some obscure page on the NTID website that should have been right there in front. I got canceled at the last minute.
Oh,
I was so bummed.
Oh, it was a bummer.
So I could have bragged as we were watching the movie. Hey, I just hung out with Troy.
I just
We just hung out.
Yeah, we're chilling. Just,
just chilling.
It's fine.
See, ask how Marley Matlin was.
Yeah, Wait, she was in that movie.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
right?
She's in every. If there's a deaf thing, she's in every
I know.
movie.
She's in all the movies with deaf.
She's like, yeah.
Well, she's probably the most famous deaf actress.
Oh, she's
in the U.S. anyway.
The most famous deaf actor in the U.S. Easy. Who's number 2?
I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know any other deaf actors.
The deaf guy was on Dancing with the Stars.
Was there? I don't know.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, I don't watch Dancing with
I don't
the
either, but I know that
But you
because
knew that.
I'm in the deaf community.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a big deal for them, I'm sure.
I even know his name.
What's his name?
Couldn't recognize him if he was on my screen. I just seen him referenced. Dude. Yeah, he's just some dude. Oh, who's that dude? Yeah, he's got interesting stuff in his hair. That's DeMarco, man. He was on Dancing with the Stars. He's deaf.
Yes.
No. So anyway, Coda. We're showing Coda, and it's a PG-13 movie, which I'm not supposed to be showing unless I get parent permission, which means sending out these forms. And I was just like, fuck that. Nobody got time for that because they won't bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
They won't even take him home.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
I'm not playing with that. So I literally took a digital copy of the movie and edited the things that they actually had nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
For the
so
most
it was fine
part.
to edit it.
It really was. But so as we're watching it today, I realized there was a couple other places I probably could have cut. There was a couple of references to some inappropriate things. I was like, oh, that one should have made the cut. But I just kind of like, if I don't talk about it, I don't notice. And nobody said anything. So,
Kids just watch so much more inappropriate stuff.
Oh, they should see what I cut, though. Yeah, that's
definitely inappropriate.
Yeah. She called him a dick. Yep, you should see what I cut.
Well, he was a dick.
Dude was talking about lube, and he was doing, you should see what I cut out of this movie.
Did you just do the sign for lube?
No, but in the no, that's not the sign for lube. But in the scene where
What's the sign
Troy
for
actually Troy talked about lube. God, the daughter brings home this kid from school who they're supposed to be working together, and on this song because she's a singer and she's the only hearing kid in the family, and he starts. So they rely on the hearing daughter to interpret most of the stuff. So there were a couple of times in the movie, which is totally inappropriate and almost never happens as much these days. But like she was interpreting for a doctor's appointment where it was Troy had like this rash down there, and they were like, it got mildly. I cut that part out too.
Oh yeah,
because it was like no sex and like it itches down there and that kind of thing. So she brings the kid home. Is we're here to work on schoolwork, and he just goes right into this thing like a dad trying to embarrass the daughter. Right. And he's like, but if you something about like, if you're going to have sex, if you're going to have anal sex, I think it was, you got to make sure you use enough lube, like just out of nowhere. And she's like expecting, like, is she going to interpret it? Because the kid doesn't know sign. The boy doesn't know sign. So waiting to see if she's going to interpret it. And I can't remember her response because I cut it out, but something like, he says hi or something like that. But that part I cut out because it's captioned.
Oh yeah.
So the kids, my students would totally see it, even if they didn't know what the signs were. I was like, no, that's getting cut.
That's getting cut.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
I mean, not. Yeah, that's pretty.
It's a funny scene.
I mean, that is funny.
It is. It's a dad embarrassing the daughter by going really super graphic. But yeah, I was like, no, that's out.
My dad said hi.
Yeah. I think that's what the response.
Probably
was.
something like that.
I have not seen the non-Dave edited version in a while. I keep showing it in my classes for American Sign Language. So
it's the Dave edited.
It's the Dave edited version, yeah. So I can't remember the exact response, but
that's nice.
It is it is a cute movie. I highly recommend it. I think it's good. You get to see some sign language if you're not, if you have no experience with the deaf community at all, and it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oscar winning though?
No.
But it did. It won that year, but I was like, oh, okay, you say so. It was good.
But you're like, was it Gone with the Wind good? Like,
no, not at all. There was no car chase scenes.
Because all the car chases in Gone with the Wind.
No, but I was just, there was a fight. There was a fight scene. It was pretty quick. No. That I know I've told this right.
No, I've actually never seen Gone with the Wind, so that's actually a joke.
Many years ago.
Never
I mean, I
it.
relatively know the plot, but I couldn't tell you.
I know the plot, but I don't. That's maybe that's why I feel like I don't. I'm like, I don't really know that I need to see it.
There was that movie I saw. Sorry, old person telling a story again. Somebody, I don't think she's been on the show. Original co-host, her sister, wanted to go to this special theater we have here in Rochester, that the Dryden Theater, the Eastman Museum, George Eastman Museum, and they have all these original prints of like famous movies and stuff. And there was some, I'm gonna say it, I don't care if any of you film buffs want to yell at me for this. It's just, this movie was horrible. It was I couldn't even tell you what country it was from because it had like subtitles of 4 different languages. There were like 4 different languages in it, which fine, whatever. But it was about this old gay guy who goes to some beach on vacation, like some resort, and falls for some, like, I don't even know if this kid was legal, but very young boy. And the whole movie is him pining away for this boy and following him around.
Interesting. Okay.
And
like, it was in an old movie?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like, relatively.
Like,
it was in color, but it was
like 60s?
No,
50s?
I would say more like maybe mid to late 70s, maybe even early 80s.
Okay.
And it was boring as fuck. It was like, and then the old gay guy ends up dying at the end, like of pining. I don't know what the fuck he ended up dying with. I couldn't. All I know, this movie ends and everyone's like art, and a kind of art clap, kind of thing like that.
Oh yeah, the art clap, clap, yep,
art clap. And I did this totally on purpose. I made sure I said it loud enough. I have never seen a movie more in need of a car chase scene in my life. And I don't even care about those kind of movies.
I know.
But I just needed to poke a hole. I need to burst that balloon.
This movie was terrible.
I didn't say it that way. I just said that about the car chase scene.
That was close enough.
That was my way of saying it sucked.
Yeah.
And people around me laughed. They totally thought it was funny.
Probably like,
I don't know.
You got some.
And the
maybe."
person who talked me into going was mildly horrified. Like, but it was beautiful, and the scenes and the colors. And I was like, oh my God, it was a gay pedophile chasing a boy around a beach. It was gross and boring.
I hated that.
I hated it. And I actually I was working overnights at Hillside at the time, and I was working with a friend of mine, who actually has an amazing connection to this show, ruler of the Segways, who's no longer with us, though, but he was an amazing dude, and I do miss him a lot. But was a huge movie person. In fact, went to school for it. And I came back and I told him I went to see this movie, and I explained to him, and he knew the title right away because he's a movie.
Right. I'm like, it's
movie
kind
file.
of bugging me that I don't know it.
I'm sorry. I'll probably.
That's all right. I'm going to look it up later.
And he goes, "Oh, the movie and all this." I'm like, dude, this movie sucks so hard.
Like, I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
You can be as pretentious as you want.
Yes.
I don't care.
And this guy is so not pretentious either. In fact, he's the guy that turned me on to one of my favorite songs of all time, Cleaning My Rifle But Dreaming of You by Roy Rogers. Which is an amazing song.
By Roy Rogers.
Yes, it was. It's played on Stuart Bernasso Radio, by the way. It's just such a good. I'm like, is this sexual? Is Cleaning My Rifle
a sexual thing?
Or is it because Roy Rogers is supposed to be a cowboy? Is it really is he out on the range with his gun? Is he? I'm a little confused, but it's like the best song I've ever heard. It was a long time till I found the sheet music to try to learn on the ukulele, but I never got around to it.
Oh, man.
I never got around to it. It's so good. It's such a good song. It's one of the songs every once in a while gets stuck in my head. I'll be walking around school going,
okay.
Cleaning my rifle, dreaming of you. Like, what are you singing there? Nothing.
Oh, I don't know what.
Safety dance. Safety dance.
It's always a safety dance.
Yeah, actually, that still pops in too. So this gentleman, who I'll say his name is Ed Cummings. I do miss Ed a lot. He named the show. I'm not saying he was the first person. I never thought of the name Stuart Bedasso, but because even before Stuart, there was other comedy type things that I've done and using names, and Ed knew about them. And he goes, "Hey, I got a name for you." And I was like, "All right, what you got?" And he goes, "Stu Bedasso." I was like, "Oh, I could totally use that. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll follow that." And then we started the podcast. Maybe like just a few months later, I was like, "I got the name for the show,
Stuart Bedasso.
but not Stu. We'll make it Stuart, and no one will get it.
And no one will get it.
And yeah, so he was actually responsible.
It's funny how I've explained. It's funny explaining to people.
Oh my God! Look at the
show.
time. Holy shit!
I know. I've explained that to a few people. Like explaining the show. Like why? Who's Stuart?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then I have to have them say it. And then they get it like,
And we'll end with, I
really
still
stupid.
send emails from Stuart's email, the show's email account, and I sign it Dave, and I still bet, "Hey, thanks, Stuart." Okay, you're not really reading the whole thing, but all right, whatever.
That's cute.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. That's to my knowledge.
I think so.
Why not? Maybe even Carrie. I did ask Carrie. I don't know. We're almost like, I don't know. Is she like a?
When we can get her here, she hangs out with us.
All right. No, I mean, should I just assume every week I should ask every week, or?
I mean, you can.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, you could.
Well, we'll have a post-production meeting.
We'll talk about it.
All right. No, she said she wanted to come. She's in. It's her son-in-law's birthday, so she's out in the Big Buffalo. Yeah. She's probably gonna smash through a table for the Buffalo Bills game.
That's probably what they'll do.
She's doing.
Yeah,
She's big into table diving. All right. Well, I don't know about her. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Every new president adds a new chapter to our nation's history. And with each president, we at the Franklin Mint celebrate with a commemorative keepsake that not only brings out the true spirit of our newest leader, but leaves you with a treasure that will be passed down from generation to generation. Therefore, The Franklin Mint is proud to bring you the Donald Trump douche nozzle. Our R&D department realized there's really no such thing as a shit gibbon, therefore this premium douche nozzle is gently bronzed to a fine orange sheen and is ready to add to your collection.
What a douche nozzle!
This really is a fine douche nozzle. In fact, it's the best douche nozzle, really. Other douche nozzles can't compare with the Donald Trump commemorative douche nozzle. It's made of the finest fissionable materials, assembled by talented Chinese craftschildren. And it's all yours for only 3 payments of $29.99.
How can I get a Donald Trump douche nozzle?
You can order by phone or online. Call 1-888-555-NOZ or visit Really Huge Douche Nozzle, thehugestreally.com. Hurry, if you order before impeachment hearings, you'll get free this commemorative Ivanka Trump douche doily.